Here's another person on YouTube telling me how much they're making on YouTube and how they're killing the game, and it's not really going to be of any value. No, I'm just kidding, guys. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm making on YouTube month by month and what that breakdown looks like, but more so to just show you that this is actually a side hustle that you can do as well. It's actually not that hard to start up. It's all about consistency, but I'm also going to share with you my 5 tips as to how you can get into this and monetize on YouTube even quicker. Keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. In this video, we're going to discuss how much I'm making on YouTube, and it's probably going to be one of the most viewed videos on my channel because everyone wants to know how much is someone making. It just seems like one of those topics that even I click onto videos of people that I have no idea who they are just to know how much they make on YouTube. YouTube is very interesting, and in this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 ways that you can monetize faster on YouTube in 2021, and how exactly you can use these principles to stay consistent, but also provide long-term value for not only yourself, but the people that watch your channel. Now, a huge disclaimer, this is definitely not a flex. I'm not someone who gets paid huge amounts on YouTube, but I look at these numbers and I'm very fortunate and very grateful for the support that you guys show. And all of it comes down to simple things like subscribing to the channel, which you should if you haven't already, and dropping a thumbs up for if you like the video and it gives you value, because a lot of these things definitely helps the YouTube algorithm push it out to more people that want to know about valuable content. It's not simply some guy sitting here and reads a few articles about how the world's collapsing and things like that. At the end of the day, I created this YouTube channel for one reason, which was to provide value. If you're spending time here and I value your time, I need to provide you some sort of value in return for the time you give me. And if that means you sit through a few ads and you click on and just watch the ads and let them run without pressing the skip ad button now, it definitely does help me a lot, and it supports me in terms of building out the studio, new lights, new cameras, but it does also give me oxygen to keep creating content at this scale, because I don't think anyone else is, especially here in Australia. Now, in order to monetize on YouTube, it's not just anyone can jump on, create a video today and they start making money. It's not like that. The minimum requirements are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So that's watch hours, not watch minutes. And yes, when you break it down, it sounds like a really, really long time in terms of how much content you need to put out for you to actually monetize, and then there's no guarantee you'll actually make more money. And this leads me into some important things to consider. One of them being, if you're getting into YouTube and you're starting it out, don't start for the wrong reasons. The wrong reason, number one, would be that you want to make money. Right? And I know when I say that, hey, you could do this as a side hustle and you can make money from it, I'm not saying just go pick a niche that presents the most money and do something you actually don't like. At the end of the day, I love talking about this stuff. Like, it's clear, it's evident that, I have a huge passion for it and I do a lot of research on what I talk about. But the thing is, I can't come onto YouTube and then simply start talking about things I don't know about simply because I'm going to get paid more from Google Adsense. And that's the same thing I say to people is, if you're starting YouTube, start for the right reasons. You need to provide value. And, the truth is, if one person's ready to listen to you, chances are there are people out there that are willing to listen. They just need to find you. You haven't been discovered yet. And that's where, smashing the thumbs up button definitely does help. Not everyone makes the same amount. Not everyone gets paid the same amount. And that's purely because of the niche that you're in. The type of content you create actually dictates how much money you can actually make. So for someone that's, similar to myself at the moment, I've got about just over 6,500 subscribers. For me, I could be making more or less than someone that's, possibly on 2,000 subscribers, or someone who's got 100,000 subscribers. And that's purely to do with your niche. So, for example, if you're in a niche like, say, lifestyle, you're going to get paid a lot less by advertisers, because they might be advertising a product like, shoes for $15 or maybe a necklace that costs $100. That as a cost benefit for the advertiser is a lot less, when they're putting out money and they're auctioning on how much they're willing to spend in terms of ads on your channel. So this comes into, you might have seen some people talk about CPMs and things like that. It's basically based on an auction model. So how, these guys are advertising on your channel and how much they decide they're going to pay you is essentially decided on the basis of what content you provide, but the audience that comes to your channel. Now, in my case, I talk about finance. Now, finance, fortunately for me, is one of the highest paying niches, especially on YouTube. And the reason for that is because the type of advertisements that you might receive on my videos might be like other buyer's agents that are talking about, helping you invest. There might be shares, there might be, cryptocurrency companies, there might be like banks advertising mortgages. All of these things are really high ticket items for these guys. So they're willing to spend a lot more in terms of advertising spend on a particular time because they know the audience that I have is quite niche. You guys are very switched on people and you guys are actually wanting to go and invest or at least do something in the money space and finance space. So for them, it's them trying to get their message out to someone who's in that niche. And that's why you get advertisements from those guys and not sometimes, getting of a really nice holiday or tourism companies, right? Now, before I jump into the 5 ways you can actually monetize your channel a lot quicker, or something to keep in mind if you know a friend that's doing this, is that copyright music and content. Like I see so many of like music videos and other people using like dance videos and using the copyright music from those videos, expecting that they can make a lot of money. Essentially, the copyright of whoever owns that music will then get paid from your videos too. So if you're a musician and you're doing really well and other people use that music in their own videos, well, you'll be able to monetize not only on your video, but on their video too, because that's your copyright material. And so this is something important when you're looking at creating content for yourself. Then you need to know that if you're going to use, music, you need to use copyright-free music. Otherwise, you can't monetize. Now, I will be sharing towards the end of this video exactly how much I've made on YouTube completely in the last 12 months, as well as a breakdown of month by month what I've been making. In fact, I will go into the details of how much I make daily on YouTube. So definitely stick around for that. But first, I need to give you guys some value. My 5 tips is don't focus on the money. It's a wrong reason to start. You won't last. I've mentioned this just earlier before. If you're starting YouTube just for the pure purpose of, I get to make a few extra dollars, the reality is the amount of time it takes you to research, shoot, and edit, and then upload, and do that on a weekly basis, sometimes multiple times a week, it's actually a really bad return on investment for the time you put in. And that's essentially where YouTube works and doesn't work for a lot of people. I see so many that come out and they say, I'm going to start and I'm going to kill it. And then 2 months later, they disappear because they realize that it's actually quite a lot of work. And once I came into this world, I actually realized and appreciated and respected a lot of the hard work that these guys are doing, on YouTube or YouTubers and influencers. Something that we don't really consider and we go, how hard is that to do? The reality is it's actually quite hard. So, this is big ups to my fellow YouTubers out there. You guys are smashing it. You guys are doing a great job. And if you are new and you want to start, or you've been doing it and you haven't seen the money and the monetization aspect, continue doing it. Don't worry about the numbers. Number 2 is look at your analytics and see what people want. This is something that I try and focus on. Is it a video that's 1 hour long versus a video that's 6 minutes long? And what I found is, not only based on my analytics, but from talking to a lot of you on strategy sessions, is that you guys enjoy the longer videos because it means you can sit there maybe at dinner and you absorb all that information, and you like the context around when I say things, why I say it. Now, it's important to note as well, why I started YouTube when I did was that I actually thought that I had some knowledge and I really wanted to share it, but I didn't have anyone contacting me. So I thought, you know what, I'll go out to you guys and I'll create at scale YouTube content. And if you guys enjoy it, you'll create a community around it as well. And now obviously there's a lot of people that watch the channel and I'm super grateful, I'm super humbled by it. But we've also then branched out to a private Facebook group, and now that community is growing. So if you are interested in joining, a group of like-minded people, really positive people that want to help each other get up in the world and upgrade their financial literacy, there's a link in the description below. You can join that Facebook group. It's completely free. Just fill out your details there. Number 3 is collaborations for wider exposure. So I've done a few collaborations on this channel as well. And the important part here is not just collaborating with everyone just because they've got a good following. It's the fact that I actually get along with these guys, right? We're friends off screen now, and we met through YouTube. We've helped each other. We actually talk a lot about analytics and other things with, in regards to business and strategy with YouTube. And so it's important that not just going in and, just finding anyone to collaborate with, because you've got to see that it's got to be a win-win, right? You've got to see how this benefits everyone involved. And I think that's important. Plus, if you don't get along with the person and it's super awkward, you're gonna find out that the next 10 minutes of that video is gonna be super awkward to shoot, but also for anyone that's watching is always just gonna cringe. Number 4 is post consistently. This I think goes for anything in life. If you wanna go to the gym, you gotta go consistently. It's not just, oh, I've got one really good workout, but I'm not gonna go for the rest of the week. It's the same thing with YouTube. I actually found that instead of just posting one video every 2 weeks, which is what I was doing early on, it's more about consistency, but also bringing value, not just at quantity, but it's a matter of getting quantity and quality together to produce that at scale. So for me, it's important that when I bring out videos, it's not just bringing out a video for the sake of it. It's actually going, how is this going to benefit my audience? Have they seen this part of, the world, or have they seen this topic explored in the sense that it has, or it should be? And that's why I bring those videos. Now, in this case, I got asked a lot about how much I make on YouTube. You guys see the ads, so you know that I'm monetized, and you were curious. So for me, it was not just about, hey, look at me, I'm making so much money on YouTube. It was definitely not that. It was about, how do I bring you guys value in case you're thinking about starting YouTube, and there's a few of you that have reached out. I really urge you to, because it's like going in and planting seeds. Every video you do is a seed in a garden. You don't know which one's gonna pop first. You don't know if any of them are gonna pop. However, it's going, I've got a body of work. And now in 10, 15 years time, when I don't look as good looking as this, I can look back and say, wow, okay, this is what I did. And I can show that to my kids. Hopefully YouTube will still be around at that point. Otherwise, you can just download your videos, and gives you a good excuse to, make videos. And if you get paid on top of that, that's even bonus. And number 5 is sticking to a niche. I made the decision on this channel. I had a channel before this, which was more personal. I used to just put out anything, right? It was what I felt like. There was no intention or strategy behind it. But what I've seen is a lot of channels that do really well stick to a particular niche. And it's very important that you do, because if you can stick to a particular niche, you're able to then go and create an audience around that niche, and they're more likely to watch all of your videos, or a majority of them, versus if I bring out a video today about this stuff, and then tomorrow I bring a video about, how to wear a tie or the best way to dress for work, I don't think that's going to work as well as this. Plus, that doesn't come naturally to me. I don't enjoy that type of content. I like talking about this sort of stuff: finance, personal finance, financial independence. And those topics that you actually enjoy, then definitely smash that red button, subscribe, and leave me a thumbs up. But now we're going to get to the part that everyone's been waiting for. How much do I make on YouTube? So to give you some context, I started YouTube in February 2020. We are now April 8th of 2021. So it's just been over a year. And initially when I started YouTube, again, it was just around the attention that if I put out some videos, is there an audience out there wanting to hear this? Because I hear a lot of people in America and the US talking about how finance works, personal finance. So we've got your Graham Steffens, we've got your Andre Jigs, and Meet Kevins, right? I wanted to know, are there people here in Australia that wanted to know the same sort of stuff? So that's how I started. Now, fast forward about 8 months later, I finally monetized in October 2020. Now, when I monetized in October, it was like literally the last week of October, and I ended up making about $369 in month 1, which was October 2020. So you can see in this graph here, you've got all the months here until October, which is when I started actually monetizing. And you can see that the trend was there, which then fell off completely during that whole January New Year's Eve period. And I think that was due to the fact that everyone's on holidays with family. But then it went up, and now it's been trending nicely where the peaks are really high. I think the highest day that I've clocked was $148 for the day. And that's a video that had dropped on that day. And so that's where I've seen my channel at the moment, where I'm roughly making per day about anywhere from about $50 to $75. And it depends. If I'm dropping a video and it actually does really well, then on that day, I'm probably making about $100 to $130 for that day, which, by the way, sounds freaking crazy. And I'm definitely not just glossing over the details here. I totally believe that when I was seeing these numbers, and I continue to see them, it literally blows my mind, and is when I'm super appreciative and supportive of the fact that you guys support me. And that's why I continue bringing out more content at scale that's actually going to bring you guys some value. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. Now, here's the estimated revenue that I've earned in the last 6 months, month by month. So as we know, in October, I made about $369. In November, I made $1,391.57. In December, which is when the drop-off happened, I made $1,238.83. In January, things started picking up again, and it improved to $1,369.57, which is very similar to November. And then February happened, and people started picking up that they really wanted to take personal finance seriously. And that's when I made $1,912.13. But I thought that was the highest I could go. Well, March definitely proved me wrong, $2,179.90. And in April, we're a few days in now, and I'm on $360.04. So collectively, I've made just shy of $9,000 after monetizing only about 6 months ago. For me, these numbers are insane. I know there's people out there making a lot more, and there's others that are out there making a lot less. All I say is that it's due to the fact that I have the support from you guys. I bring out content that you guys enjoy, but also it's about consistency. I've improved from going 1 video every 2 weeks to now probably about 4 videos a week. And I really see the benefit of not just posting consistently for myself and making more money, but it's more about how many people I can help at scale. I'm here definitely trying to give you value, and where I get those messages on Instagram, or if I get them via email, you guys thanking me for helping you in a particular thing that you tried to understand because your broker didn't understand it, or your accountant didn't explain it to you properly. And this is the sort of oxygen that allows me to keep going, and I love doing it. Now, if you're outside of YouTube, if you're looking for something extra, there's 2 things that I'll mention. One, I've got an online course. It's called Confusion to Clarity. You should definitely go and enroll yourself there. There's a syllabus you can download for free to see what's involved, but it essentially takes you from point A to point B, which is I'm confused as all hell when it comes to real estate investing, to now I can walk away and build a scalable portfolio. And then the other thing is a strategy session. You can book that down below. There's a few sessions left for April. I bring them out a few weeks before the month starts, and they're extremely limited. They always sell out, which I'm grateful for. But you can see the market is moving. A lot of stuff is happening, and this is where I want to keep producing more content for you guys on personal finance holistically. Thank you guys so much for the ongoing support, but also for watching this video. If you can, drop a like if you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.